All right, here we go. I'm pulling on a line, and it's the same kind of pain I get when I'm lifting like 70 pounds. It is weird. Okay, we got underway, all is well. Nice. Course this year is 253, which is just about dead downwind, and if you steer to port at all, we're gonna jibe. You want to do like 255, 260 if you need to, but try to stay to 255. And while you do that, I'm gonna put the main out and put a preventer on it.
Are we on the porch?
Yeah, we're steering 255 right now. That's what we want to maintain. Can you take the helm and maintain 255? So don't steer too far to port. Oh, sorry, that was loud. Sorry. You can try the autopilot now that we won't jibe. There isn't even enough wind out here to make our wind generators spin. Holy shit.
Go untie the line around the anchor so that it's ready to drop. It's a breezy. Just go up, untie the line so that the anchor's ready to go. Get the hammer ready to undo the chain. And then we're all set.
I'm testing the outer edge of where we're gonna anchor. Just in case we swing around. This place is beautiful. Wow, look at the entrance to the ocean. It's like, as long as we don't have wind from that direction, we're gold. So we came in here, and then these waypoints here, I did that to figure out anchoring. I motored all the way in until we got to a 10-foot depth, and then I put that little marker there. That's where it gets to 10 feet. Then I used my ruler to measure 200 feet back out into deeper water, like that. And then I put a marker there, and that's where we're gonna drop anchor, and we'll have 200 feet around us to swing around. That's how I do it. That way we know if the winds come from the north and we swing around, then even if we're going that way, we won't run into shallow. So now I want to go here, and that's bearing 212 and 212 on this heading. We'll go to the marker. There's a cave down there. There are like dozens of caves, some of them huge down there. Maybe tomorrow we'll take the dinghy with the outboard and go check them out. Right here. So we're anchoring in 15 feet. I want to do 1 to 5 scope. 15 times 5 is 75. That marker that just went by is 25. And then the next marker will be where I painted the chain links red. That'll be 50. There it is. That's 50 feet. And we want 75 for 1 to 5 scope. The next marker is are these little things that go in the chain links, and that's at 75 feet. Gotta keep an eye out for those. There it is. That's 75 feet. The next marker is, I painted them blue, and that's 100 feet, which we could do. And we know that if we swung that way, then it would be 10 feet depth at this lower tide. So nothing to worry about. Okay, there it is. That's 100 feet. Makes it so much easier when you've marked a chain. You can see what you're doing. Don't gotta depend on some fancy chain link counting gizmo doohickey that's gonna break. Look at this place. It's beautiful. Woo! Look at this place. Yes. Oh man, if we could have only been here like a month ago.
It would have been awful because it was so windy. And
oh really? Yeah.
And there's like no grocery store or anything, so if we had gotten stuck here.
Oh, you mean with the COVID? Yeah, right. That would have been awful. But if we had like not caught COVID and just...
Well, you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda.
So we dropped it there. Now we're here. Distance traveled from the point where we dropped it is 100 feet. Yeah, and we put 100 feet out. So it's time to back down. on the chain. I think maybe we don't need to pack down quite as hard because we've got all this wind blowing us that way hard already. Now we're in reverse and trying to pull it out of the ground just to make sure it's in there good enough. Raise the throttle. So I just look at something on land and kind of take a bearing for it, and as we increase the throttle, I just check to see if we've gone past it, if we've moved further. Nice holding, nice holding. We're not moving anywhere. High throttle reverse, and we are home. Yeah. That's quite windy, but it's nice and comfy, eh?
That was sad. Yeah. There's a sheep like right on top of the mountain just looking down.
Yeah.
And you see like a little dot.
Yeah. Good morning. Just woke up after the best sleep ever. Just the boat just rocked back and forth and just put me out, and I never slept so deep. It's a beautiful day, and see over here that we are getting 2.3 amps in from our solar panels. That's with that fridge running and currently consuming about 3.5 amps. And also our other fridge freezer, which I just turned the temperature down, also drawing like 3 amps. Yeah, it's a little positive. So what I'm gonna do now is, oh, beautiful day. I'm going to put out the panels. So this is how I have this stern panel when we're at sea, so I can run by it. When we get to an anchorage, I usually put it up like this, angle it towards the sun. This guy as well, angle that more towards the sun. Angling the panels towards the sun makes all the difference in the world. This one I keep here, and it's protected by all the diesel jugs there when we're offshore, so if a wave comes, it'll hit the jugs and not the panel. I'll just flip that up. Shimmy it down a little bit. That one's getting power. This one out. Angle that towards the sun. Just gonna tighten this nut here so that it doesn't slide. It's a bit of a windy day. I think I'm just gonna move the boom over to the other side so that the other panels get more of the sun. $11 coming in, 12, 13 coming in. That's with the things running. Let's see what we're actually bringing in. I can hit this button to see what each panel is doing. So the 3 panels over the hardtop are bringing in 9.3 amps. The one on the starboard bow is bringing in nothing, which means it's probably unplugged. The one on the port bow is bringing in 5.5 amps. The one on the starboard aft is It's bringing in only half an amp because it's not pointed right. The one on the port aft is bringing in 5. So I'm going to reorient the one on the starboard aft, and which is the one that's not bringing in anything? Starboard bow. Let's go check that one out. You're not bringing in nothing. That's probably a little better. Are you unplugged? Yep, you're unplugged. Okay, so let's go see what we're bringing in now that I've sort of reoriented the panels a little bit. We're getting 9.5 amps from the 3 panels over the hardtop. One is the starboard bow. Starboard bow panels bring in 5 amps. Port bows bring in 5.5 amps. Starboard aft, which is got a lot of shade on it, is only bringing in half an amp. And port aft is bringing in 5.5 amps. Hammock and cheese ready to go. And while we've got all these amps coming in from the sun, I'm going to charge the big lithium battery on our electric outboard. This takes a lot of amps, understandably. There we go. So when that's red, it's charging. When it turns green, it's done. We'll probably go for several hours. We are setting up our little BioLite wood burning camping stove grill here in the
That's a long name.
right here in the cockpit. We're gonna grill burgers. It's in this beautiful place, and I am just overjoyed to be here. After spending a month in Killybegs, it is so nice to move the boat and to be at anchor again and in such a beautiful place. And now we're gonna have burgers. Gotta do a Paragon's favorite stuff video about this wood burning grill. I love this thing. And we're cooking. Wow, look at the sun. It's gonna set. It's gonna be dark in like 10 minutes.
More or less. Less, I would say.
Wow, the wind died down.
Yes. Although it was nice to be getting some of that power in.
Yeah, well, we've got plenty of power stored up.
I'm trying to see.
I bet I'm gonna sleep fantastic tonight.